They gave me such a long course. What are you gonna do?
The original one came behind it.
Oh, really? Yeah, mine's 5220. What's yours?
I checked. Got it a while ago. Yeah, miles around that.
Yeah.
I got 2 weeks.
I used
Oh. I got a 43.
4.3.
Yep.
Hey John. Hey John. What's your white balance at?
White balance?
I have 5220, but he's got like 43.
I got 49, but I like to go.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm right with that.
I have 56. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's 56. Well, I guess we're not all too off, I guess.
Would you mind giving me a mic?
Yeah.
I'm sick.
I did too.
Mic check, mic check. Good.
As you can come up, we'll get started. Well, hello everyone. Thanks for coming to this midwinter press conference. I thought we needed to do this because the groundhog said that we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter, which I think might definitely be the case. And some of you may know this, but we have had a trace of snow since a trace or more of snow since January 10th. So for the last month, we have had a trace or more of snow since then. And, the daily averages have been, as you know, below freezing. So that has made things a little bit more difficult as opposed to last winter, where I don't think I may have talked to you once in the beginning, but it's getting extremely difficult when you have one day where it's 32 degrees, the snow might melt a little bit, and then it freezes back up. So I thank you all for coming here in the cold. I'm here with Karen St. Aubin, our Director of Operations, and our Acting Commissioner of Department of Environmental Services, who might be joining us shortly. I want to give a special thank you to the hardworking city contractors who have been out there day and night, treating and clearing the roads to ensure that our streets and sidewalks remain safe and passable for both first responders, walkers, and motorists. As we brace the cold for the next few months, I want to talk about what you can expect from the city and what we ask of you to keep our community safe. But before I do that, I want to take a moment to address something that's been in the news. American Rock Salt is working to keep up with the high demands of salt orders. This is our salt barn. And we are aware of these supply challenges. However, the city has had enough salt to continue treating its streets. Our operations director, Karen St. Aubin, has been in close communication with our supplier, and they have assured us that they will continue to receive orders. And we will continue to monitor the situation and keep you informed if there are any changes. But we always have our plan B, and we are prepared to look for alternatives if in fact we run into a challenge where we might be short on salt. Now let's talk about what you can expect from the city this winter and how we can all do our part. So first of all, I want to add this, particularly as I talk regularly about our Vision Zero program. It is critical that drivers slow down and adjust their driving habits to weather and road conditions. I cannot stress enough the importance of using safe driving habits in winter conditions. Speeding in snowy and icy conditions can be dangerous and put others around you at risk. Give yourself extra time to get to where you're going, and be mindful of pedestrians. A quarter, that's 25%, of city residents walk or use public transportation. We need to look out for them. Use caution and be patient. When driving, maintain a safe following distance. What does that defensive driving manual say? It says at least 3 seconds of space between you and the car in front of you. So imagine on a slippery road, you need even more time to stop. And also, I cannot stress this enough. We saw this recently. As you know, we had one of our snowplow drivers that was hit. Please don't pass snowplows or salt trucks on the road. Please don't. Give them plenty of room to operate. These enormous vehicles have blind spots, so please give them space they need to clear our streets safely and effectively. A lot of people have questions about our process of snow removal. So main roads are continuously plowed and treated with salt, particularly near schools, bus routes, bridges, and hills. Residential streets are plowed when 3 inches of snow has fallen. As for sidewalks, we will clear residential sidewalks after 4 inches of snow. So we have it good in Rochester. Rochester, when it comes to snow plowing of sidewalks, we are only one of 3 cities in the entire nation that clears snow from residential sidewalks. So only 3 cities. I think Burlington, Vermont is another one, Rochester, and there's like one other in Minnesota. So as you know, I always bring the shovel. And we all have a responsibility when it comes to winter safety. So residents, please remember to clear sidewalks in front of your homes and businesses. It's actually required by city code. And why that's important is because we clear sidewalks when it's 4 inches or more. So if you only get 1 inch of snow or 2 inches of snow, and you say, oh, it's going to warm up, it'll just melt away, I don't have to clear it. That hasn't been the case with this weather that we've been seeing, because you might get 32 degrees one day, but then within a couple of hours later, it's below 32, and that snow that you thought was going to melt, it turns to ice. And then because we've gotten, at least since January 10th, a trace of snow or more, you get that ice and then you get that snow on top of it. So it is very, very incumbent upon businesses and residents to make sure that you shovel the snow in front of your home, even if it's only 1 inch, or even if it's only 2 inches. So as State Farm says, be a good neighbor. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. We want you to make sure you are a good neighbor. If you have a neighbor that is unable to shovel, please consider helping them out, and also continue to look at the fire hydrants that might be in front of your house to also shovel those out. Also, please do not shovel or plow snow from private property into the streets or sidewalks. It is not only unsafe, it is also illegal. Another issue that comes up when snow falls is on-street parking. I want to remind everyone that following alternate side parking rules is critical during the winter. Just one car parked on the wrong side of the street can prevent plows from doing their job. I saw this the other day. One side of the street was just about all done. It was plowed, but then there was snow that was backed up to the curb because the plow could not get around it. And we don't want to have to tow cars in order to make sure we can plow the snow. So move your vehicle on time so our streets can be cleared efficiently. Many of our streets were designed at a time when we didn't have large snow removal equipment, so obeying parking rules is especially important on our narrow streets. Also, we have a very helpful online tool called Plow Tracks that shows the location of snow plows in real time. And you can check to see where the plows are and if your street has been plowed. So check out that great app. You can get it on your phone, but you also can get it at the city's website. All this information and parking rules and a full snow removal plan and more is on the city's website at cityofrochester.gov/rocksnow. That's cityofrochester.gov/rocksnow. And I urge everyone to go to the site and learn more about the process and procedures for removing snow and ice. We also use that page to provide updates during snow and weather emergencies. And don't forget that residents can call 311 for non-emergency city service requests, including questions about plowing or reporting a street that has yet to be cleared after service has passed through. Many times people will call 911 for these issues, but we need to remember 911 is for police, fire, and medical emergencies. Please don't call 911 to report an unplowed street. Call 311. So it's 311 for a unplowed street. These are all reminders that can go a long way as we enter the last few months of winter. And finally, I want to thank you in advance for doing your part. Whether it's driving safely, clearing sidewalks, or checking on neighbors, winter can be challenging, and this winter has been extremely challenging. So you haven't seen tons of snow, but you've seen consistent snow. But we are Rochesterians. We know we can handle this snow as we move forward. But for the rest of February and March, we should be prepared if we have more snow to come. We feel for individuals that are that are struggling with salt right now. Luckily, we're not in that situation, but we are prepared if that does happen. And with that, it's cold, so I want to wrap this up, and I will take any questions that you might have.
I just have one question.
Yep.
You know, we have heard from local municipalities who are saying we're not hearing much from American Rock Salt. You know, we're coming up with alternatives, doing what we can. So, Mayor, could you just explain, you know, what your correspondences have been, and is Rochester being prioritized a bit higher because, you know, it is the city and not a small village?
Yeah, I'm not sure in terms of prioritization, but I can tell you, I've talked to our director of operations here. We have had good communication with American Rock Salt. They have said that they are going to make sure that they continue to prioritize our deliveries in which we need. I mean, we're a huge city, as you know, in the region. So far we have gotten our orders. We are monitoring the situation closely in terms of the shortage and what other municipalities may not be getting. But we are good right now, but are obviously cautious and making sure that we have a plan in the event that we do end up running low on salt.
And I guess for Karen, you know, is there any timeline for the continuing supply of salt where you might think, oh, we may run out in, you know, X number of weeks? Or
So we certainly monitor the salt shed, and we monitor all of our runs with the salt. So we're on this continually, and we always have orders in. They're delivering here today. They will deliver tomorrow and for the rest of the week.
And it was not like last winter where it wasn't even, we didn't even think about it last winter. I mean, I remember doing this, I do this every year. We did it last winter, and it was just like I mean, it was totally different winter. But this winter is tough in terms of just, I'm praying for at least 3 days in a row of like 40. If I can get 3 days in a row of 40 degrees, that will help everybody, including the municipalities that are struggling with salt. The challenge is that we're just not getting above 32 degrees, and it warms up one day and then it freezes. I mean, today's a cold day, but I'm hoping that we can get a couple of. I think at the end of this week it's forecast to be maybe 140 degree day, maybe 2 in a row. That will help us. So I'm hoping for that as we go forward. Any other questions?
You're gonna have a chat with the groundhog about?
I want to. I really do want to talk with the groundhog. I had my fingers crossed that winter would end early, but I guess the groundhog had other ideas because I was hoping that I would be able to come out here and say, hey, spring's going to be coming faster. But Puxatawny Phil had other ideas, and I'll tell you, I think he's right. I think he's right on the money. If you look at the historical weather trend, and if you look at what we've been getting the last couple of days, I mean, it's been downright cold. And today is very, very cold, as you can see. Any other from anyone? Okay, well, thank you, everyone. And if you can just, again, link to the website where we have this information on how you can keep track of where the snowplows go, but more importantly, where a lot of the ideas that we talked about here. And again, I just want to thank the men and women of our Department of Environmental Services and everyone else for working as it relates to keeping our streets clear of snow and thank the public in advance for doing their part as we move forward throughout the rest of this winter, which we know is going to continue for a little bit more time according to the groundhog. So thank you, everybody. Okay.